Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for joining me. Now I've got another Seiko for you today. I thought it was pretty interesting when I first saw it. I reviewed one of these, gosh, about 4 years ago, back in 2016. But because it's an Ice Frost baby tuna, I just had to take a look at this thing. Anyway, today we've got the Seiko Prospex Ice Frost baby tuna, and this is model number SBDY053. And as usual, we're gonna look at the style, the build quality, the functions, the wearability, and loom. And then I'll let you know what I think of this brand new Ice Frost baby tuna from Seiko. Again, not gonna be a full review. I reviewed one of these again back in 2016. I'm gonna give you the basic specs and kind of give you my overall opinion of the watch. So it's not gonna be a full review. So anyway, as you guys know, I've partnered up with Shopping in Japan and I'm super excited. I'm always really excited when I get a Shopping in Japan watch. They have some of the coolest stuff over there. Anyway, they loan me these watches. I don't get to keep them, nor do I make a dime if any of y'all buy from Shopping in Japan. You can, however, save yourself 20 bucks at checkout by using my coupon code MAV20OFF. That's MAV20OFF. And again, that's gonna save you $20 off your entire order, whether you buy one watch or 10 watches. And that's basically gonna cover most of your shipping costs from Japan. Again, remember the code MAV20OFF, MAV20OFF for $20 off your entire order. Now again, I reviewed this 4 years ago, so if you want to see the detailed specs on that review, I'll put a link in the description field for you, and here is the thumbnail for that review. Now, I purposely didn't look at that review because I want to kind of review this watch as if it's brand new and it's fresh. So it's going to be interesting after I make this video. I'm going to go back and look at the original review I did 4 years ago and kind of see what my thoughts were back then. So I'm going to review this as if I've never seen one of these before and kind of give you my overall, impressions of the watch. Now the base specs are, you're looking at a 47mm stainless steel case. It's 14mm thick. It's 51mm lug to lug. It's 200 meters water resistant, which is 660 feet. You got the 4R36 movement with about a 41-hour power reserve. You get a Hardlex crystal, the famous Lumibrite luminous paint, and this version is made in Japan. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. Now you know it's a Japanese domestic market model when you see SBDY. You know it's made for the Japanese market. And by the kind of like grayish brown box here. So there you go. Interesting looking watch. I have a little bit of gripe concerning the legibility, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's actually not bad at all. Let's go ahead and look at this thing here. Put everything back. And these Ice Frost are pretty popular, man. I don't know if this is going to turn into one of those highly collectible Seikos. You just never know with the watch market. People, they just like what they like, so you just never know. So anyway, here is the manual, of course, written in Japanese and English. There you go. Japanese in the front, English in the back. There you go. Let's get this out of the way too. And I forgot how heavy this watch was. I did remember it being pretty heavy. It's a big watch. Why they call it a baby tuna is beyond me. There's nothing baby about this watch. This is a big watch, guys. I mean, you're looking at a 47mm stainless steel case. You got this big, huge shroud around it, this big bezel. So far as, looks go, I like the watch a lot. I like that bezel. I like the handset. I like the indexes. The legibility is a little bit difficult. It's not as bad as I thought it would be because the hands have a black border around them, the hour and minute hand. Then you have a black second hand. The indexes have like a little chrome bezel, which is really nicely done, by the way. The day and date window, I wish they had some sort of maybe gray or black bezel around that to kind of make it pop a little bit more. But the overall, look of the watch, I like a lot. Now, my favorite iteration of this baby tuna is probably the SRP639. Now, I'll go ahead and put that up on the left-hand side of the screen. That also comes on a silicone strap. So if this one's a little bit too heavy with the stainless steel bracelet, get the SRP639. It's going to be a little bit lighter weight. It's going to be a lot more legible than this one because, you don't have that white on white with the white hands, the white indexes, and the white dial. Now, if you just notice, when I tilted it like that, you could really see that kind of Ice Frost dial. Really cool looking, man. It really does look like the dial is frozen. I like it a lot. I just wish it was just a little bit more legible. Now, the normal base SRP637, I'll put that up on the left-hand side of the screen as well. Those are about $500. And I think the SRP639 that I just showed you, I think that's like $450 or something like that. These are currently $617 over at Shopping in Japan's website. So you're going to pay roughly $100 premium. Not only is it going to be made in Japan, which some people feel is, a better watch. I don't think it's any better than the ones that are made in Malaysia. You got Japanese management, Japanese factory. Some people just like that made in Japan at the bottom. But anyway, you're going to pay about $100 in premium to get this Ice Frost monster. Is it worth it? Guys, like I always tell you, that's really up to you. So what else did I want to tell you about this thing, man? Again, it's pretty heavy. It's a lot more highly polished than I remember. If you look at the inner links, they're polished. And look at the case back. You've got that big, huge area right there where my finger's tapping. Like that whole kind of, bezeled edge is just one big polished area. Pretty cool, man. Then, of course, you have your regular Seiko Tsunami, some laser printing right there. But look how there you go. Look how highly polished that case back is. I didn't remember that. The bezel lines up perfectly. It is a little hard to turn. I wish this right here was a little bit deeper, or the bezel was just a little bit taller. So maybe the shroud would cut a little bit lower right there, or the bezel itself could be a little bit taller. It is a tad hard to turn, not a big deal. Good bezel action, little to probably no play actually. Let's go ahead and make this thing line up perfectly. I think Seiko's gotten a lot better at making these bezels and indexes line up. There you go. Look at that. Good job, Seiko. So, I like this thing overall. Again, legibility might be a little bit of an issue for some people. To me, I just like either the SRP 639, which is I think the black and yellow one, or just the base SRP 637 personally. That's just me personally. Now, they also have another version. I think it's called the blue butterfly fish or something like that. Let me see if I can find that real quick. That is an interesting looking baby tuna. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you. I'll be back in just a second. There is the blue butterfly fish, and these are limited to 2,200 pieces. And this thing is going for about $750 on Amazon. I like that one a lot. I love that yellow dial and that really kind of dark blue bezel on it. Good looking watch. But you're paying about a $250 premium if you want to get that one. All right, let me go ahead and try this thing on, give you all a wrist shot, and then I'll go ahead and give you a loom shot here in a second. I just had to review this thing to see one of these kind of Ice Frost dials up close and in person. I never got a chance to look at the monster version. See, it's not too bad. Legibility is not too bad, but if you do tilt it, it can kind of, there you go. It can kind of blend in with the dial, the handset, and the indexes can blend in just a little bit. If you tilt it both ways. But if you're looking at it direct on, it's not too bad. I don't know. It's a quality made watch. It really feels nice on the wrist, by the way. All right, it's a little bit big. It probably needs a couple links taken out, but good looking watch. All right, let's go ahead and give you a loom shot. We'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. I've got one more shopping in Japan watch coming, and I think y'all are really going to like that one. Let me go ahead and kill the studio light. Let's kill the monitor. Look at that. It's already glowing like crazy, as Seiko LumiBrite does. I almost don't even need to zap it with the UV light. Let's go ahead and do it anyway. I showed Maverick this watch before I started the review, and he was blown away by the loom. There you go. Good grief, look at that. That is crazy, man. Wow. I guess because you have that white dial, white indexes, white hands, it just, wow. This thing glows like crazy. Man, that is really bright. So there you go. Maybe you just want to get it for the loom. Who knows? Wow. That is really bright. Maybe one of the brightest Seikos I've ever reviewed. Interesting. All right, let's go ahead and cut everything back on. Let's go ahead and finish this up. And I really do want y'all's opinion on this thing. Do you think it's worth the premium? Would you get this watch? Do you like the Ice Frost kind of motif in general? Do any of y'all have the monster version of this? I would really like to know your opinion. Do you agree with me on the legibility portion? Do you disagree? I'm just really curious to see what y'all think about this thing, man. Because I'm really up in the air. I like the idea of the Frost dial. I just don't know if the implementation is good enough to make it legible enough for kind of, everyday practical use. I don't know. Anyway, I'll make sure to put a link in the description field so you can head on over to Shopping in Japan's website and pick yourself up one for $617. Again, make sure you use my coupon code MAV20 off. That's MAV20OFF, and that'll give you $20 off your entire order, which is going to cover most of your shipping from Japan. Not all of it, but most of it. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. All of us YouTubers really appreciate it when you do that. And again, I've got one more shopping in Japan watch coming up probably by Saturday or Sunday, and I think y'all are really, really going to like that. So anyway, until the next review, I'll see y'all later. Take care. Bye-bye.